After counting down to the new year and waking up the next morning, it's natural to start to think about the year ahead and what New Year's resolutions you might want to embark on, as optimistic excitement, habit changes, fitness regimens, diets, and career goals start to flood the mind. According to recent research, as many as 45% of Americans say they usually create New Year's resolutions. But of those resolutions, only 8% end up being successful by year's end, with over 80% failing by the end of February. Though it is easy to dismiss New Year's resolutions as just blind promises to oneself masking much-needed discipline, milestones like New Year's, birthdays, religious holidays, and anniversaries offer important scheduled opportunities for people to naturally review personal shortcomings and imagine an improved future. Though what first comes to mind when people think of New Year's resolutions might be clickbaity articles about diet goals, signing up for gym memberships, and pledges to join annoying fads, the practice has actually existed for thousands of years and highlights the importance of benchmarks in life and its impact on the human psyche to achieve progress. Perhaps the earliest known instance of New Year's resolutions goes as far back as ancient Babylon. As crops were planted in mid-March, the Babylonians celebrated the 12-day New Year's festival of Akitu, where it was customary to promise to their gods to repay debts, return borrowed tools, and confirm their loyalty to the king in exchange for a good harvest. Indeed, perhaps different from New Year's resolutions today, which are normally self-focused, back in the day they often served as spiritual contracts, oriented around a person's faith and community. A similar practice of promises to the gods occurred in Rome for many years in March, such as with the Babylonians. But the date was changed to the now familiar January 1st by Julius Caesar in 46 BCE, creating the Julian calendar, a precursor to the similar Gregorian calendar used by most nations today. The first month of the year, January, was named after Janus, the two-faced god who looks both backwards and forwards. The beginning of January therefore held significance for the Romans as a time to look backwards at previous years and forwards towards the future, often making sacrifices and promises to Janus and other gods for good fortune in the coming year. Outside of the West, in Japan's celebration of New Year's Eve, Omisaka, it is customary to incorporate the practice of osoji, the cleaning of one's home to symbolically cleanse the past year's burdens and start the new year from a pure perspective. In Korea during Seollal, the celebration of their lunar solar new year, resolutions are kept socially, as it is customary to make promises to elders on the holiday. Fast forward to the Middle Ages. At the end of the year, knights would famously make an annual peacock vow, where they would reaffirm their chivalric commitment for the year ahead by putting their hands on a live or cooked peacock. Forwards to the 18th century, it became popular amongst many Protestant religions for people to focus more on admitting their sins and seeking a more righteous existence in the year ahead on New Year's. For example, in 1740, founder of Methodism John Wesley started what he called the Covenant Renewal Service, or what today have become known as Watch Night services, which include hymn singing and reading from scriptures, supplying an alternative to the normally debaucherous ways people celebrate New Year's. Theologian Jonathan Edwards even famously created 70 resolutions over many years, which he swore to live by and inspired others. As the 19th century went on, the world started to become more secular, and New Year's resolutions began to deviate from being mostly oriented towards higher spirits to more self-focused goals, often through means such as diaries and personal journals. Diaries from America during this time have been found to often contain phrases such as "I resolve myself" or "I resolve to." As the world industrialized, newspapers and periodicals started to flood readers with New Year's resolutions and advice as well. For example, Victorian etiquette books promoted resolutions as marks of moral refinement, such as temperance pledges, charitable commitments, and study goals. As the second half of the 20th century led to better scientific knowledge and health, and showed the importance of fitness, getting healthier has become perhaps the most popular of all New Year's resolutions, replacing promises to improve character with physiological improvement. For example, in a 1947 Gallup poll, the #1 New Year's resolution was to improve my disposition, be more understanding, and control my temper, amongst other moralistic vows. Whereas looking at lists today, getting healthy and losing weight are often the most common resolutions. Seeing this as an opportunity, health businesses around New Year's have started to make a point of advertising towards New Year's resolutions. And a whole industry has been made in self-help books, diet programs, and of course gym memberships, which in many areas are known to peak up to 25 to 30% in January. Yes, New Year's resolutions have existed for a very long time, but it was perhaps first coined in 1813 in a Boston newspaper column. saying, "And yet, I believe there are multitudes of people accustomed to receive injunctions of New Year's resolutions, who will spend all of the month of December with a serious determination of beginning the new year with new resolutions and new behavior, and with the full belief that they shall thus expiate and wipe away all of their former faults." Indeed, it seems sarcasm and skepticism towards New Year's resolutions has existed for some time. In 1938, for example, the Miami Daily News cautioned female readers to keep resolutions manageable, warning against glittering resolutions which you know in your heart are as brittle as Christmas tree ornaments, wedding vows, or campaign promises. Today, there is perhaps even more skepticism than ever before, with one estimate saying that just 3 in 10 Americans made New Year's resolutions in 2024. Though it is understandable why people would be skeptical of making a resolution that has an 8% success rate, failure can be part of growth, and the first step in accomplishing goals is often mapping out how to accomplish them. Indeed, one can make the decision to change life habits at any moment, but often humans need reminders of their mortality on this earth that in turn drive them to seize the moment. And New Year's has proven to be in the past, and still to this day, one of the best times to take a status check and try to imagine a better future. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing and check out another video.